Do you feel like you want to give up? Do you feel like it's hard? Good. Good fucking shit. I'm Dom Jackson, Day by Day Media, and this is my day-by-day vlog where I vlog the process of me building day-by-day media. I was just listening to Robert Kiyosaki's book, Increase Your Financial Literacy, and he was talking about his process of going through building his business and going through that entire process and how important the process was to fixing this problem of not having enough money. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh, I'm in this right now too. And all different levels and variations of things that I've done so far in my process from, starting off what the hell I was doing video editing wise, then, well, I guess more like podcast content for fun, then, doing myself with the 7 Spheres of Money system, and then all the little things I've done with, trying to take spec works, video editing wise, doing stuff in the podcast space now. We discovered this year, I decided to focus on this year as my niche for at least 90 days, then maybe the rest of the year. Because, and it may not be the podcast space, is the space side, just to backtrack for anybody new. I chose a podcast space because I already had some authority in it. Somebody had asked me a question about some stuff, and I knew how to answer it pretty easily. And it fits into the media mold, and had video editing skill. That's probably one of my most, besides my sales and personality, it's probably one of my stronger skill sets in the marketplace. So I could talk to someone about that and edit videos on the show. So let me stay in this space. Now with that, I'm realizing there's a couple different levels of the market. Obviously, there's newbies who are not in the market yet. Those are all people that are deciding if they want to make podcasts or in that place. Everything that I'm saying right now, it works for my business, but it works for a lot of things in life as a whole, because everything's kind of like a progression of each level, the same way high school would be, or any kind of system has levels to it. There's a hierarchy regardless, and every market has hierarchy. So looking at the market as a whole, where I'm going to position myself, and using two things from two of the people that I've used my reference at times, Hermosi, solve rich people problems, they pay better. And, DJ the Money Coach, do the B2B, business to business for anybody who doesn't have business terms. And looking at the marketplace, all right, so if I go B2C, so people that just want to start a podcast, I want to learn how to do a podcast. That's a new person trying to get into the game, help them out, and they become a client of mine, whatever they want to be. That's like where I am right now with one of my clients. He already had a show, but now I'm helping him out with, the video aspect of a show. Is audio podcast turned into a video podcast, and we're working on that together. So strategy and video and all the management stuff that comes with that, which is awesome. So I do more of that. And yesterday, doing more outreach for emails, I looked and I discovered there's a lot of other networks out there that have like 10 shows, 20 shows, 15 shows that are all audio podcasts. They have audio and video. There's a lot of built-in networks, which would be a B2B opportunity with more shows themselves. So I was like, oh, I didn't even think about doing this before. The more I do it and the more I look, the more I stay in the space. This is why it's important to keep going, one, and this is why it's important, two, to keep going and look deeper at what you're looking at. Which, I know I said it before, but now it's like, I understand why you have to look deeper at the problems. Because the problems I'm having is all right, what problems will help in this space? How do I find these people? And what problems are they having? Now, I'm hitting up these companies that have multiple podcasts to convert them into video podcasts if they have audio ones, and me take them on as clients. But maybe there's other opportunities I can give them value in that I don't know yet. So now it's like I'm emailing them to get them to be a client in the format I know now, but now I can contact them and see a way I can bring them value in a format that I don't know yet, which I think will be a better marketplace for me, because in the B2B space, it's harder and a longer sales process. But if you're making a podcast because you like a podcast recreationally, you can cut that shit off anytime. I'm not needed. You got to pay your bills, and the business has to pay its expenses. So if I'm something that's invaluable to the business and I help them either help with top of the line revenue, or help them with lowering their expenses, or help them with getting more people or being more cohesive, more efficient, then that's it. Because those are only three things business really need. Every business needs the same three things: more top of the line revenue, faster, so more efficiency, and then less expenses. So less expenses. I don't know if it's bottom line. That term I don't know. But I'll learn that. But anyway, more money, more efficient, less expenses. No matter what, you help win those three things in some capacity, you're going to be good in B2B. It just depends on what do you do it, what's your process, how much does it cost for them to do, and how do you communicate it for them, which is cool. Also, with the cold email process, I have been learning, and the cold DMs, that's why, to go back to what Hermosi said, the work works on you more than you work on it. Just taking the time to go and try to think of a creative thing to say for every single email, every single DM, based on what I see on that person's profile, I'm training myself in the actual like email setting, but also in my own setting, like even in regular life. I'm like, wow, how can I start this video that you listen to me more? How do I start this sentence so you listen to me more? So I'm literally changing how I even communicate in my entire life just based on me doing stuff for these emails to get me clients. So for you, I want to make this a little bit, I guess my story, but I want to help out people too, just to get a little more value out of it. For you, you know, the work you're doing is helping you out more ways than one. So don't forget that, because even if you're not getting the outcome, the inputs that you're putting for that output are changing you as a person, as long as you're doing it consistent enough and you're putting enough time into it. So new like thought pattern for me, how can I bring value to these B2B businesses? Who do I contact? So all I do is look at people's contacts all day anyway. How do I get in contact with people that work there and ask them questions so I can find the best way to help them, so I can get new clients, bring them value, and exchange it for a testimonial? Kind of like doing it for people in the B2C space may not be as consistent because, I mean, we'll see. But I'm leaning toward that B2B route. We'll see how it goes next. But the process as a whole is the whole thing. I'm learning how to adapt and pivot. I was talking about doing a DM business a couple days ago. So, you know, I'm seeing what problems people are having and what ways I can solve them. And that's the whole game. So, you know, new thing today, drop a comment if you've watched at least 2 of these. Drop a comment if you watch at least 2 of these day by day vlogs. Thanks so much for watching. As always, take one step at a time, and you'll get there day by day.